Before we start with today's episode, consider supporting me on Patreon. Not only will you directly support the series, but you're also getting extra benefits, like early access episodes, be able to see who's the next guest, and also be able to ask them any questions. So if you're interested, then check the first link in the description. How do you deal with, let's say, criticism, hate, whatever you want to call it?
It's hard. It's really hard. I don't like. I feel like the angle that a lot of bigger creators will say is that fuck the haters, like they don't know shit, like I'm better, blah blah, flex money, that sort of thing. Unfortunately, that's not me. When I do read the comment saying BTMC you fell off, it hurts. In fact, I'll tell a story. I don't know their name, but I think I was literally just like walking around LA or something. But I was out in public. Someone recognized me, and they wanted a photo. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. Every time someone asks for that, I'm extremely happy because I get to meet one of the people who supported me. However, they literally told me to my face, like, I hope you stick around with the community, which is a fine comment, right? And I said, yeah, I'm never going to leave. I don't think I could ever leave this game. But what they followed up with was what genuinely hurt me. They said, are you sure? And then I said, yeah, I love this game. I've spent so much time in this game. Why would I ever want to leave? And then he said to my face, bro, you've fallen off. Your numbers aren't looking too hot. I doubt it. And that hurt. I don't think I've ever told this story anywhere outside of my girlfriend because after that, it hurts, man. It genuinely hurts because part of me, foundationally, I do this for the love of the game. I make the content not because of the views, but because I'm making content that I want to see, that I want to watch. But what makes it difficult is because he's right. The numbers have gone down. And as with this being my full-time job, that means that if I don't maintain at least a certain number of views, that impacts my livelihood. That impacts my ability to pay rent. That impacts all these other factors. And so the question is, or the reality is, as much as I want to not focus on the numbers, the fall off, if you will, I have to ground myself with the reality, which is I do this because I love it. And I'm going to put my trust that if I make the best content that I know I can make, and I communicate stories that I truly think are amazing, other people will see that as well. And I'd like to hope that there's enough people out there who share my interests, who enjoy the videos that I make, that will allow me to keep things afloat. I'm not interested in peaking, if you will. The numbers kind of speak for themselves and are largely outside of my control. If I wanted to, I probably could try to, I guess, format myself using the metas to, juice the numbers, if you will. However, my main foundational thing is sticking to what I believe. And I personally just don't want to make slop content that I can't stand behind or that doesn't interest me. And the reality is, although the numbers are down right now, I have faith that it won't always be this way. There's a lot of people who are struggling. And I think when you look at the context of like COVID was an anomaly. Everyone's numbers were up. I just happened to be in the place where, at the top, I gained a lot of the share. As of right now, things are looking down, sure, if you pay attention to the numbers. But I still think there's a lot of people who are extremely passionate. I went to the UCI LAN a couple weeks ago. The biggest turnout we've ever seen. Genuinely. It was so big that for the first time ever, the electricity infrastructure couldn't support it. And this is a school, this is a university. Their electricity grid couldn't handle the amount of computers that we brought. So, in my opinion, people do care about this game. The passionate people are still there. The people who do genuinely care about the OC community are still there. I still exist, and that's how I know it. And as a result, I'm not too concerned about the numbers. As long as I have enough to make things work, like lifestyle wise, that's all good. And it just so happens that if people have seen my channel, have seen my upbringing, understand my family situation of where I came from, I don't need a lot. I genuinely don't need a lot in order to make things work. And so the numbers can go down quite a bit. They can go down a lot farther, and I'll still be here. And that's the reality. So if I see that person who told me to my face that I fell off, if I see that person again, I think I now have the courage to say, yeah, he's right. I did fall off. And with that being said, I hope I still have his support, because what matters to me is that I make content that I know and love. And if people pay attention to the numbers, that's cool. But my goal is to find my objective is that my content reaches other people who think and see the game the same way that I see it. Because I think that's awesome. That's what a community is truly about. People all enjoying the same stuff. So
Yeah, that was a cool, interesting story from you.